you back to 1976 when the country was in chaos. You had the Watergate scandal, the Nixon impeachment, the oil embargo. Things got so bad that lots of folks resorted to taking their clothes off, running buck naked through the streets. Even a hit song about it called The Street, right? I remember news coverage would come on television. My grandmother would grab me to cover my eyes. My dad, who was the precinct chair for the Re-elect Ford Committee, would stomp around the house cussing the Democrats. Well, I wasn't concerned about such frivolities because I was 10 years old and I was in the middle of a full-blown midlife crisis. Because I decided there was only two things of any meaning or consequence left in my life. One, I needed to be recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. And two, I needed a kiss on the mouth from Missy Linkletter. Now, Missy was the 17-year-old lifeguard in our community pool. And even though she refused to acknowledge my existence, I was confident she was the future Mrs. Holmes. The problem in that, of course, is that Missy had a boyfriend, Dirk, who was also a lifeguard at the pool. But one day, my older brother and I were watching a television show on hang gliding. He looks at me and says, you know, if you're really serious about the Guinness Book, hang gliding could be just a ticket. So you could be the first 10-year-old to fly a homemade hang glider over a man-made body of water like the swimming pool. And just think how impressed Missy would be. You'd sure get a kiss. Well, the logic in that idea seemed unassailable to me, so I didn't waste a minute, right? Went out to my dad's workshop, I got 3 long 1x4s, I nailed them into a big triangle, I put an old broomstick across the middle as a handle, but where was I going to find a sail? Well, the answer, my friends, was blowing in the wind, because there, on the clothesline, were my grandma's underwear. Now, my grandma was about as wide as she was tall, so her unmentionables fit into the one-size-fits-around-the-kitchen table category. I snatched those bags off the line, and I stretched them out over my hang glider frame, and I was ready for my maiden-born voyage. Now, the plan was simple. I was going to launch from the roof of the pool's pavilion, and then blow a kiss to Missy as I sailed gracefully across the water. But my brother pointed out a potential flaw. He said, you know, what if other 10-year-olds are contemplating the same activity and you don't get the record? What you need is an edge. And then he added, you know, everyone's favorite song is The Street. Yes! I said, well, if running naked through the streets can get college kids on the national news and spawn a mega hit song, it could certainly be the crowning touch to my record-setting achievements. I could see the Guinness headline. Longest unpowered flight by a 10-year-old over a man-made body of water naked. Kind of makes you goose pimply just thinking about it. Right? So the next day, I climbed up onto the roof of the pavilion, pulled up my granny panty powered flying contraption. But what I didn't know was that my dad was also at the pool, presiding over a re-elect President Ford barbecue. Blissfully unaware, I got my kite above my head, started running across the roof, and when I got to the edge, I gleefully launched into the air and immediately went into a nosedive. Somersaulting, I got tangled up in those panties, and all I could do was close my eyes and brace for impact. But, as fate would have it, the waistband of my grandma's industrial strength control top panties got caught on the end of the diving board. And I could feel that military-grade elastic slow my descent, and like a perfectly calibrated bungee jump, my knees just barely skimmed the water. Until, wham! The recoil pulls me forward, hot skyward, slams my head into the underside of the diving board. Unconscious, I slip out of the panties and plop lifeless into the deep end of the pool. I don't remember too much about the next few minutes, but as I started to come around, with my head still spinning and my eyes closed, I heard voices. And one of those voices was Mrs. And I could sense her kneeling over me, saying something about mouth to mouth, and in my mind's eye, I could see her ruby red lips just above mine. This was my chance. I reached up, pulled her head down until our lips locked in one of the most epic kisses in recorded history, or so I thought. Because in the next instant, my hand was slapped away, I opened my eyes, and my blood ran cold. It wasn't Missy's head that I'd pulled down, it was Dirk's. Kissed Dirk in front of Missy wearing nothing but tennis shoes. Will somebody please get me a towel? So anyway, to make matters worse, The reporter that's covering my dad's We Elect Ford event snaps a picture of it, and the next day, front page of our local paper, there's a story with a picture of me in a strategically placed blackout rectangle, okay? And a headline reading, "Boy bears all in favor of Ford." Okay, make a splash at Poolside Valley. That may sound embarrassing, but who do you think saw that newspaper article? None other than our 38th president, Gerald Ford himself, and he was so impressed with my support for his campaign that he gave me an invitation to visit him in Washington, D.C. So, while I didn't make the Guinness Book, there is a permanent record in the presidential vault at the Library of Congress that lists me as an official state visitor at the White House. And while it was great being a national hero and all, the really great part about it was that Missy finally recognized that I existed. In fact, she blew me a little kiss the next time I went to the pool. Wasn't a kiss on the mouth, but I'm sure counting it.